Up next on WCN 247, the DEP reveals what water wells in PA have gone bad because of gas drilling. Find out if any are in our backyard. We take a look at taking out our frustration on pumpkins. And we meet Westminster College star first-year quarterback Paul Colombo. Dan Swank is back in the Titan Radio Live Lounge, and he has a guitar. All this and more is coming next.
I hope you have a wonderful life. Everything you wanted it to be.
Hello and welcome to WCN 247. I'm Amanda Sloan. We're focused on the environment for this edition of WCN 247, from pumpkin smashing and community gardens to fracking and poisoned wells. We're covering your campus and your community. A major energy company halted efforts to force Lawrence County property owners to accept drilling under their land. This summer, Texas-based Hillcore announced it wanted to move beyond fight with local landowners and begin producing gas from fracking operations. Hillcore tried to use a 1961 state law to drill under the property owners in New Bedford. Owners who refuse to sell the mineral rights, Hillcore says it will drill around the property owners who refuse to sign leases. Hillcore is drilling in a 3,200-acre tract of land in the New Bedford area. In other fracking news, at least 4 local wells in the Lawrence County area are on the list of wells poisoned by gas drilling. This information released from the State Environmental Protection Agency this fall. Those local wells are in the Pulaski area. The DEP says they have 243 confirmed cases of well contamination in the state related to fracking since 2008. The agency had fought not to release the list of wells until it was challenged by media outlets. The DEP decision to release info on how many private drinking wells have been impacted by gas drilling comes 6 years now into the gas boom in PA. Our Chris Robb is in WCN Studio A to break down 3 big things we should always keep in mind when it comes to fracking. Chris?
After years of delays and confusion, Pennsylvania released details of 243 cases of water pollution caused by drilling. 4 of those are in Pulaski Township, here in Lawrence County. We dug through that lengthy report, but even though the DEP is finally releasing numbers, you should keep 3 big things in mind.
Number 1. Conventional drilling still pollutes. Counties with the most drilling experience most of the problems. At the same time, confirmed water contamination cases have dropped over time, from a high of 43 cases that originated in 2010 to only 4 as of this point in 2014. Number 2. Neighbors should test their water. DEP officials want people to know homeowners with wells are at risk for more than methane pollution from drilling. Drilling sediment clouds people's tap water. Impoundments leak toxic wastewater from the fracking process into nearby water supplies. In some cases, the pollution was temporary and the water cleared on its own, but in others, the agency required drillers to permanently replace ruined water supplies. Number 3. There is still plenty of unknowns. The exact number of contamination cases is indeterminate. The DEP's files are scattered across regional offices, and the Associated Press described the record-keeping as inaccurate. However, the agency says it will improve its organization. And while lawmakers have worked to change the requirements for drillers to self-report problems, there's no way to know about contamination that took place before the new state regulations.
Drillers stress the DEP's report fails to point out that some of the pollution on record was only temporary. I'm Chris Robb in Studio A for WCN. Back to you, Amanda.
After Halloween is over, there are so many pumpkins that no one knows what to do with. The Sierra Student Coalition at Westminster hosted a pumpkin smash. WCN 247, Terrence Afontis-Levine, is in Studio B to tell us about this interesting way to take out our frustration. Taryn?
After Halloween is over, there are so many pumpkins that no one knows what to do with. The Sierra Student Coalition at Westminster hosted a pumpkin smash.
My stress gone.
Wondering what they do with all those smashed pumpkins? They send it to the field station to get mixed up and composted for the spring. For WCN, I'm Terrence Afontis-Levine. Back to you, Amanda.
Westminster has a secret garden that not many know about. It's a community garden dedicated to a former Westminster alumna that recently passed away. Her mother met with Dr. Clarence Harms, Westminster's field station director, biology department faculty, and other Westminster representatives concerning an appropriate memorial.
Okay, there are 22 plots. Typical plot would be about 15 feet by 30 feet. So you're talking about 350 square feet, something like that. Everybody's invited. We have some from Sharon, mostly New Wilmington area, but had somebody from Pittsburgh, but when they found out that they would probably have to do more than just plant something. In other words, weeds grow. They decided it probably wasn't in there. We would not oppose someone coming from any distance as long as they're sure they can take care of it. We don't want them to buy into something that's going to be a burden. And so anybody, neighbors, we do have some neighbors here, Volant, New Wilmington, wherever. Have equipment, rototiller, so when they start getting things ready in spring, we have equipment for them to do it. We have shovels, rakes, pitchforks, that kind of thing. And the little shed over there, each gardener gets a key to the shed where we keep the equipment so they can come in anytime. We have a water supply, so in the dry season they pull a hose to where they're watering. So.
The Westminster College Field Station dedicated the Margaret Meg Rankin Memorial Garden and Nursery this past month. Rankin, a 1986 Westminster alumna, was a fourth grade teacher in Rhode Island and an outdoor enthusiast and avid gardener. She took her students outside the classroom as often as possible. Last spring, the Broadcasting and Communications Department at Westminster lost one of our students, the late Paul Sammons. Paul was a senior comm major and was very active with Titan Radio and the Westminster Cable Network. Paul's classmates put together a remembrance video, and for the time, it will be aired. Let's take a look.
One of our favorite memories was we actually came out here in the quad, and for Weaver's video production class, we had to do the frisbee exercise. So Paul was my partner, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to just get to know him as a friend and as a student.
My memories of Paul, he was a very good guy to talk to. Every time he was in here, he always had a smile on his face. Very, very genuine, very hardworking. And I never had a dull moment with him when I was in here. He was just a pleasure to be around and a pleasure to work with.
The way that he carried himself was outstanding. He always had a way of, asking questions, and something that we always kind of are annoyed by when we go to classes and stuff like that. And we always, want to just get out of there, but not Paul. Paul always wanted to be there, and he never took a time for granted.
Up next on WCN 247, we take a look at first-year star quarterback Paul Colombo. Dan Swank serenades us with his guitar and voice. More to come on WCN 247.
There's a place where the music never stops, where you can tune in day and night. Commercial free, Titan Radio 88.9.
When I first came to college, I knew that I wanted to study chemistry, and at Westminster, I get to do it every day. For my senior project, I produced an inorganic compound so I could study the positions of its atoms. Being in a small class let me work one-on-one with my professor. I've learned so much from Dr. Smith. Thanks to him, I'm doing research that's never been done before. Westminster College helped me pursue my passion.
Pursue your passion at Westminster College.
It's just one embarrassing picture, an angry rant, or a little bit of gossip. But then others see it. They share what you started. It's all out there, forever. And it's too late to take it back.
Kelly.
Huh?
What were you saying about Amanda and Steve?
Oh, nothing. Just some dumb rumor I saw online. It was probably fake. So what about Mr. Frisco's test yesterday? Oh my God.
Stop cyberbullying before it starts. Think before you post.
The Westminster Titan football team has seen many new faces this season. One in particular seems to stand out. First-year star quarterback Paul Colombo has had a record-breaking season. Just recently, Colombo broke the school record for longest run by a quarterback. He also broke the school record for all-time longest run by any position with his 96-yard touchdown run. I sat down with Paulie football and learned more about his passion for the game.
Are you ready? Are you
The Westminster football team has seen many new faces this season. One in particular seems to stand out. Freshman quarterback Paul Colombo is your typical freshman, except for the small fact that he calls West Palm Beach in Florida his home. One might wonder how he found the small town in New Wilmington, PA.
The coaches had a recruiting fair down in Florida this year, and it was a lot of small colleges, and they did a really good job of attracting 5 or 6 of us from the area, and they brought us up here on visits, and it was really nice. And I really liked the campus and the football team and where I could see it heading, and it was a pretty easy decision.
It can't be easy being so far away from home. It may be a hard adjustment for Paul going from seeing his family every day to a couple times a semester. But there is a positive being so far away from home.
I'm really close with my family. We're a really close family, so it's hard, but I think it will make it appreciate when I'm down there for winter break a little more, and just it makes me appreciate them a little more, seeing when I'm not with them every day. But it's definitely hard, and it's going to take some getting used to.
As if sending your child to college isn't hard enough, imagine sending them across the country.
My mom, she always sends me a text like, call me. So yeah, I call my mom and my dad usually every night.
Although he may not have blood relatives here in New Wilmington, his football team seems to have taken that role.
They're my family away from home, so it's nice always having someone to talk to and friends to be around. So I guess that's a good thing.
Paul doesn't play the only role as the freshman from Florida. The Westminster College football team has welcomed multiple student athletes from Florida to the field, giving each other all comfort knowing someone from their home state.
We're so far away from home that we all kind of feel the same way. But, you know, I have a lot of other friends I can go to, and but we all have that same situation kind of, so.
The love of the game helps Paul get through those rough days, making it all seem worthwhile.
Just something that I don't get sick of, and I could be having a bad day, and when I step out there, like I really enjoy it, and you know, I love it, and I can't see myself doing anything else.
I'm Amanda Sloan for Titantown Sports. Westminster College has announced the addition of men's lacrosse as a varsity sport for the 2015-2016 academic year. The addition of men's lacrosse increases the number of Westminster varsity sports to 21. Men's lacrosse will be a spring sport. I talked with Jim Daffler about the future of lacrosse here at Westminster. Lacrosse has been here for a couple years as a club sport. How did they become a varsity sport?
This has been a decision that's come primarily from President's Cabinet and the Board of Trustees based upon enrollment, trying to increase our enrollment. And so the decision was, let's go ahead and elevate men's lacrosse at this point to varsity status. We've had a club program, so now we want to take that next step.
Lacrosse coming here, are there any coaches in mind for next season?
We have put out a job posting nationally through NCAA and other sites, advertising the position of head men's lacrosse coach, full-time position at Westminster, starting this year with the idea of bringing someone in here, hopefully perhaps by the start of the second semester, so that they can do some recruiting, since we want to field a team next year. So it's critical that we get a coach here on campus recruiting for next year. I think this is really an enrollment-driven decision in a lot of ways. We have had some interest in lacrosse, you know, from students here on campus, but I think the big issue here is that with some declines in enrollment, the college is looking for ways to increase enrollment. And one way is to do that is through athletics. And lacrosse is a sport that is very popular in the East. It's very popular, it's growing in popularity in areas like Pittsburgh and in Cleveland and in Columbus, areas where we do some recruiting. We'd like to do some more recruiting. And certainly it gives us the opportunity to bring students to campus who otherwise wouldn't look at Westminster because we didn't offer a lacrosse varsity program. The first year that we're in the league, we will be members of the Ohio River Lacrosse Conference. Now, when either one of those conferences gets to 7 schools themselves, then that conference will dissolve. So once we get to that critical number of 7 in the PAC, which we think will occur, then it'll just be a PAC sport just like all of our other sports. But
Westminster is looking forward to adding women's lacrosse as a varsity sport in the near future. At this time, women's lacrosse remains a club sport. The Westminster men's and women's basketball teams begin their 2014-2015 season this weekend. The women travel out of state for their tip-off tournament at Frostburg State Saturday. Assistant coach Jamie Thiem tells us their plan of action for this weekend and just what the season is looking like.
I think majority of our preparation is we're focusing mostly on defense and communication. I think defense with a young team that we have coming in this year, we have a couple starters coming back, you know, a big group of freshmen. Defense is definitely the way that we're going. We're not so worried about our offense as much as we are concentrating on our defense, because we all know that's what Coach Scott loves about playing basketball is the defensive end. With any freshman group, you always have a struggle with the change of speed from high school to college. High school is a lot different than college. The speed changes drastically, even to Division III where we play. But I think this group of freshmen is definitely translating that in. There's obviously a big learning curve throughout it, learning a new system offensively and defensively where these kids come from. But I think overall this group of freshmen has definitely come a long way in the last however many days, 20-something days that we've been practicing. You know, so we're really looking forward to getting into this weekend to see exactly how that translates over. Our outlook, you know, is different from past years. In the past, we've had a big group of upperclassmen with a lot of experience. In the past 2 years, we've graduated 8 seniors, and a lot of them have either started all 4 years or they've at least started majority of their career and taken up a lot of minutes. And coming in this year, we still have high expectations. Once again, coming off of a 15-win season last year, we're looking to build on that. We're not looking to rebuild. We're looking to keep building on that success from the past. And, we're just trying to put everything together,
The men's basketball team stays at home this weekend for their annual Buzz Riddle Tip-Off Tournament. Their debut is Saturday night against Kenyon at 8 and play again Sunday at 4 against Penn State Beaver. Titan head coach Kevin Soroki tells us what we can expect from these matchups.
Still young.
Yeah.
So we're, again, we only have one junior academically, and then not academic, but athletically. Then we have, 7 sophomores and 13 new guys, which will be, which 11 are freshmen. So we're still trying to figure out who can play and who can't play, and still trying to piece the team together. It's a little different, obviously. The first thing was in the weight room. They some guys have never lifted a weight in their lives, so they've learned the techniques and different things like it. So guys just aren't as strong. Freshmen coming in just aren't as strong as the guys who came back. And then, but they're learning, and I think on the basketball court again, they're trying to learn a new system and learn players and new guys who they're playing with as well. So it's all a learning process for them as well. But Jesse's going to be a good player for us. Again, he's a freshman too, so he still had to learn the ropes. We're hoping big things from Jesse, but again, we'll still have him 4 years down the line from here. I know he's battled back. He's battled back for, he's got his surgery already, so he'll be ready to go next year. Well, like I tell a lot of people is that, we try to get some film on Kenyon, and, obviously we're not getting a lot of film because they haven't played and we haven't played, but talking to other coaches, and they were a very good team last year. They did lose a lot, but we can't worry about them. We got to worry about ourselves. We weren't, obviously we didn't have, the season we wanted last year, but we were young again. But we got to worry about ourselves, and we're going to, take one step at a time. And we're excited.
Coming up next on WCN 247, our very own Dan Swank is in the Titan Radio Live Lounge.
When I first came to college, I knew that I wanted to study chemistry, and at Westminster, I get to do it every day. For my senior project, I produced an inorganic compound so I could study the positions of its atoms. Being in a small class let me work one-on-one with my professor. I've learned so much from Dr. Smith. Thanks to him, I'm doing research that's never been done before. Westminster College helped me pursue my passion.
Pursue your passion at Westminster College.
It's just one embarrassing picture, an angry rant, or a little bit of gossip. But then others see it. They share what you started. It's all out there, forever. And it's too late to take it back.
Kelly.
Huh?
What were you saying about Amanda and Steve?
Oh, nothing. Just some dumb rumor I saw online. It was probably fake. So what about Mr. Frisco's test yesterday? Oh my God.
Stop cyberbullying before it starts. Think before you post.
I'm not a frat boy. I'm a student.
I'm an athlete.
I'm a performer.
I'm a leader.
I work hard in the classroom.
In the library.
And in the lab.
I dominate on the field.
On the court. And in the pool.
I stand out on stage.
In the studio.
And everywhere else.
I lead by example.
On my campus. And in my community.
I'm a fraternity man. And I am a Theta Chi.
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 We are Theta Chi.
College Emmy winner.
Television Academy's Award for Outstanding Documentary.
Award for Best Television Special.
CBI winner for Best TV Reporting.
CBI winner for Best TV Public Service Announcement.
VEA Special Recognition for Outstanding Cinematography.
Best Television Promo.
Festival of Media Arts Award for Best Music Video.
Best TV Feature Reporting.
Recognized for excellence. Broadcast and digital communications at Westminster College. Proud of our students and proud of our graduates. WCProud.com.
In our last episode, we premiered a new segment called the Titan Radio Live Lounge. After an awesome performance, we invited Dan Swing back to play his new single, Myself and My Song.
been some time since our falling out. I'd like to think we've both moved on by now. If you have not come back in a year, myself and my song will still be here. I hope you get a nice getaway to Paris or to France, I don't care. Whatever helps you see that time heals everything, whatever makes you unmad at me. 'Cause it hurts when things are wrong. We can't talk 'cause we have both moved on to better things, and I won't stay for long, just enough to show you myself and my song. Dun 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 dun, da 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 da, da dun 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 dun, da 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 da, 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 da 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 da. I hope you have a wonderful life with a husband, or if you lean that way, a wife. A white picket fence and a 3-bedroom home with granite countertops, so you never feel alone. Never feel alone. Never feel alone. Never feel alone. Oh, 'cause it hurts when things are wrong. But we can't talk 'cause we have both moved on to better things, and I won't stay for long, just enough to show you myself. 'Cause it hurts when things are wrong. We can't talk 'cause we have both moved on to better things, and I won't stay for long. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh.
Thanks for watching this edition of WCN 247. Tell your friends, watch us online. For myself and the rest of the crew, thanks for watching.
I hope you have a wonderful life, everything you wanted it to be. It's been some time since our falling out, and I'd like to think